Hi everybody, this is Dr. Leahy and I'm doing a flipped classroom for you tonight. You're going to be doing exactly this when we get later into the semester. So this is called a screencast and it's just a movie that's going to give you some instructions about what I'm going to ask you to do this evening. So the very first thing that I'm going to ask you to do is go to Course Tools and you're going to go to blogs. You're going to click where it says Reading Response Journal Blog. Right now, what you have is the actual blog assignment. Each of you will do a blog over the course of the semester. David is doing the blog tonight. So by the time you go on to this page, he will have addressed these questions. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be reading David's blog. So what's he commenting about? Then he's going to write a summary. He's going to write about 2 topics, something he disagrees with. He's going to write about how might the readings that he did for class help a teacher working with students. What's an idea that he will definitely use? So you're going to read all of that just to get his perspective on the reading. And then this is actually in bold the work that you're going to do, where it says engage the class in a class discussion question about the topic and lead a brief discussion about your question. Your best discussion questions often start with why or to what extent, just as we discussed in class. So you're going to look at David's discussion question after you've read his commentary, and then you're going to hit comment, and then you're going to write back to David. The way to do this is to actually write the author's name. So tonight it's David with a colon. And then address his question. And once you've done that, I'm going to hit cancel, but you're going to hit add, and that way we can see what you wrote to him. Make sure that at the bottom you write your name so that I can track who's responding, and then David can look at the answers to his questions. And of course you want to read and see what everybody else is writing as well. And if you want to comment on someone else's response, then you can certainly do that as well. So you would do the same thing. You would write whoever you want to, if somebody wrote a response to a question that you really agree with, you could write, their name, right? Write your response, and then write your name. Again, so that we can track who's doing the commenting. Okay, so that's the very first thing that you're going to do for our hybrid class, which is to read David's blog and respond to it. Then you're going to go over to the assignments page. And tonight what we're going to be doing at the very top is we're going to be working with the ELA standards from the New York State Common Core. So these are actually standards that you're all going to need to learn how to use and reference, both for the lesson plans that you create for 340, but also for your EdTPA lesson plans. So you've got your disciplinary standards, which you read about a little bit this week, and which we'll look at in depth, but everybody shares these ELA standards. And so what I'm going to do tonight is I have the assignment here, and let's look at this first, and then I'll show you what the standards look like. So what I'm asking you to do is first know that the page numbers, when I write page numbers right here, they align with the PDF pages on the left, not the page numbers in the document. So the PDF page numbers don't always align with document. So go with those. Now, on the actual pages, you're going to see that I have highlighted the sections that I want you to look at, and I've also written the questions, which will be these questions down here, on the actual pages, okay? So let's just look at it. So first you're going to go to page 3. You're going to read the introduction, And then I'm going to ask you this question according to the authors. What are the big important ideas that you notice in this section? Why do you think each idea is important? So that's an opinion based on your reading of this. Okay, that is not what I wanted you to see. Let's see, I want you to see the Common Core. So again, I've highlighted in yellow what I want you to look at. So this is the introduction. I just read that question about the introduction. Okay, and again, here's where you see the page number 3, and you can scroll down and look at it. And this little comment here, you can click on it. It's sideways, which is a little bit weird. But when you click on it, you're going to get the same question and instruction that I wrote right here. So I've kind of done the job twice just to make sure you're clear. So this one, for example, read through these key design considerations on this page. Which one topic do you think is the most important one in your discipline, and why do you think so? This might be something that you can comment on, especially based on your reading. So let's go to page 7. Okay, and again, I'm looking up here. Okay, so there's that highlight again, and the considerations are on this page, and here is the question, okay, that I just posed in the assignment. So then you're going to go to page 63, 64, 75, 77, and 78 through 81. And you're going to address these questions. Please address these as a Word document, and then you're going to submit them by the end of the evening. So we'll say the usual time, which is 11:59 Wednesday. And that's all you're going to be doing for online classes, to take a look at these standards. What I want you to know is that these are the standards for English language arts. None of you are actually teaching ELA. That's not your discipline. But this is where you are. This is the literacy piece. Okay, and it's literacy for the sciences and technical subjects. So this covers all of the subjects. These are the standards, what you're going to be looking at really, where we call it history, social studies, science, and technical subjects. So that includes physical education and health, and also math, even though math has its own standards that we'll look at later. So hopefully that will make sense to you. The other thing that I want to point out, because I know that many of you are at the point where you've made your contacts with your field placement schools and you're ready to go in, just remember that all of the documents that you're going to need for field are right here. So you click the link, you get the letter, and it gives you instructions. Okay, you all have your module and your fingerprinting. Make sure you go on this initial contact form, because that really helps us know, again, how the schools are responding to you. Once you have made a contact and you're ready to go into the school, have this letter of introduction, bring that in, show it to, it's either going to be the principal or a designee, okay? You can print this, have them look at it, have them sign it, bring it back. The other thing is, when you go into the school to make this initial connection, go to the fieldwork schedule. So fill that out with the principal or designee, or even the host teacher, and have that documented. You're going to submit that to me by the 27th along with this letter. Just have all of these printed out. It's much easier than doing it online. Okay. Again, the variance form is due on the 27th, and the committee is being really strict about that this year, so make sure you have a good reason for asking for the variance. Okay, and then if you actually do go into a school before we meet again, in order to observe and you're able to start early, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take notes this way. I am not going to collect these notes. These are really for you. But set your field notes up so that you're thinking about literacy. So for your first couple of observations, have a writing category, a reading category, a speaking category, and a listening category, as well as non-linguistic representations. And then for each of these categories, whenever you observe the teacher engaging students in each of the literacy modalities, just write about what you see. So where is the writing in a class? Maybe there isn't any, but if you see it, note it. Where is the reading? Where's the speaking? Where's the listening? And then where's the work with those non-linguistic representations like maps, tables, graphs, that sort of thing. Okay? So that is it. Do write me if you have any questions. I'll be online from 6 until about 8:15, 8:30. And then I'll check again, around 10 o'clock if you have any issues. So again, it's the blog. It's the online work. It's a reminder about field. And then, of course, you also have the double journal entry that you've completed for tonight. Just make sure you get that up also by 11:59. Okay, good luck.